Well, that was a lot of work, and now we know how to pass data from a parent to the child and how to work with that, how to validate it, and so on. Now, what if we want to do it the other way around? Let's say here in our child, we want to execute a function, we want to pass an event to our parent component so that the parent component gets informed about something or gets a new value. So let's say in our user detail component here, where I right now output the name, I want to have a button which allows me to reset the name. And here I want to execute a click function, or on click, I want to execute a function called reset name. Now for that, of course, I need to add it here, reset name, and reset name should somehow change my name. So here I will set this my name equal to max. Now here's an important note. It's perfectly fine to access your property like this. It's a property of this view component here in the end. But if that weren't a primitive, so no string, number, or boolean, but instead, especially if that were an object or an array, keep in mind that object and arrays are reference types, which means they only exist in memory once, and the variables or properties storing them actually only store a pointer to that place in memory. So if you pass an object or array from your parent to the child component, you're actually passing the pointer to that place in memory. Hence, if you change it in the child component, you're changing the object in memory, which only exists once, so you're also changing it in your parent component. Now here that would actually be helpful because I want to reset the name, and I could do it from my child component and get it updated in the parent component automatically, but oftentimes that will not be what you want. And well, in this case it won't happen because we simply pass a string, which is passed by copying it and not by passing a pointer. But it's important to keep this in mind, this difference between reference types and primitive types. So here we have a string, and I'm now setting it back to max when I click the reset name button. This is nice, and if we have a look at this application here, you can see I can change it to Anna, and now I can reset it. Works fine. But I also want to pass this back to the parent component, which now if I change the name doesn't reset it, because in the parent component that name is still Anna. Therefore, well, it's not changing it. It's not passing it again, because in the parent component the name didn't change. It's still Anna. I hope this is clear. We only changed it in the child component. So we need to inform the parent component that the name did indeed change. And to do so, we will need to emit a custom event. Emitting a custom event may sound complicated, but it is not. In each view instance, and keep in mind components only extend the view instance, so they are kind of instances of Vue.js, you get access to the emit event, or emit method I should say. With the $, we can see that this is a built-in method Vue.js gives us. We could use it again in every component, in every Vue instance, and this allows me to emit a custom event, just like that. Now on emit, I specify the name of the event I want to emit, and here it's name was reset. For example, choose whatever name you like. As a second argument, you can pass some data. So here, this is my name, the updated name. That emits an event. Now in the parent component, in the user view file, we can listen to that. How do we listen to an event? Like we listen to all events. On the selector of my user detail component, which is the component emitting the event, I can add an event listener with VIII or shortcut @, and then the name of the event. Remember, the name is name was reset. So here I can listen to name was reset like this. And then I can execute some code. Now I could execute a method here, or I can simply say name, which is the property I'm using to store the name in the user component, equals $event, where $event refers to the data which was passed through the event. And remember, I'm passing the updated name here as data. So if I do this and reload my application, you can see I can change my name to Anna, I can reset it, And now I can change it again because now it was updated in the user component. And we can actually see this if I simply print that in my user component here, let's say below the button, I have name is, and then I output the name in the parent component here. If I do this, we see, let's reload, name is Max, change it, it changes to Anna in both components, and upon resetting, it changes back. And before we had the behavior, I can demonstrate this by removing the event, that this was not the case. We changed it, we reset it, and it stayed Anna in the parent component nonetheless. So now we're emitting our custom event and we're listening to it in the parent component, and this is how we can pass data from the child to the parent and not only the other way around.